Section 2. Inner Dynamics. You're not just operating in a vacuum. You're a living, moving system of inner forces, each one with a distinct function, influence, and frequency. These forces shape your decisions, emotions, habits, and signal. Together, they make up your internal ecosystem. That's what this section decodes. This is the engine room. Each part of you is like a planet, pulling, influencing, and rotating in your internal space. If one force overpowers the others, your orbit becomes unstable. That instability shows up in your field, your choices, and your outcomes. This is where most people stay stuck. They don't understand why they sabotage, stall out, explode, or go numb. It's not random. It's the imbalance of inner dynamics. Core identity and personal power. Your core identity is the center of gravity in your field. It's the internal setting that determines how your energy runs, how people respond, and how life shows up around you. Not your name, not your past, the internal code you live from. It's your baseline broadcast. Stronger than affirmations, louder than goals. The field responds to identity, not effort. This connects to the sun in the cosmic model. The sun doesn't chase planets, it radiates. It sets the rhythm of the entire system. Your core identity does the same. It sets the tone for your decisions, your relationships, your emotions, and your outcomes. If you don't define your identity with intention, it gets built by trauma, repetition, and outside influence. You start broadcasting someone else's signal without knowing it, and the field reflects it back. Confusion, misfires, shutdowns. These are signs of a scrambled or fractured core. Personal power is the ability to hold a stable identity in the face of distortion. It doesn't mean force, it means signal clarity. When you hold it, you lead. You influence without trying. You move without leaking. Your emotions don't just show up, they run in loops. Those loops are powered by memory, body tension, and unresolved signal charge. If you don't catch them early, they pull you into automatic timelines. You think you're making choices, but really, you're on repeat. An emotional cycle is a closed-loop pattern that gets triggered by a specific type of input. It's usually a memory imprint, tone of voice, or energetic signature. It feels personal, but it's mechanical. Like gravity, it pulls you unless you interrupt it. A memory trap is when your field gets hijacked by a past version of you. This happens when the nervous system gets flooded with a charge that hasn't been discharged. You collapse back into the old story. Your posture drops. Your breath shifts. Your broadcast weakens. And just like that, you start recreating the past. This is where people lose energy without realizing it. Not because of what's happening now, but because they keep reliving what already happened. Over and over, emotionally, biologically, energetically. Your emotional signature is part of your signal. If it's looping around an old wound or bad memory, then your field gets distorted. And distortion attracts distortion. That's why people stay stuck. They're transmitting from yesterday. Your field is like a planet's orbit. Emotions are the gravitational pulls. If the orbit gets destabilized, the planet wobbles. This is how energetic storms form. You don't fix this with affirmations. You fix it with field correction. Here's a couple examples. You're at work. A manager raises their voice, and you instantly feel like you're back in a high school confrontation. Your stomach tightens, your tone shifts, and you respond defensively, even though the situation isn't the same. A relationship example. A partner cancels plans last minute. It's mildly inconvenient, but your mind flashes to every past disappointment. You shut down emotionally for hours, replaying old hurts instead of addressing what happened today. The translation? The present isn't running the show, the loop is. Break the cycle, and the orbit changes. Mental loops and perception filters. Your mind isn't neutral. It's a pattern recognition machine. But once it locks onto a pattern, real or imagined, it starts looping. A mental loop is a repetitive thought cycle built from past experience, unresolved emotion, or fear of a future scenario. A perception filter is the internal lens that shapes what you notice, ignore, amplify, or distort. It's based on past imprinting, trauma, beliefs, and emotional charge. You don't see reality as it is. You see what your filters allow. Once a loop is active, it pulls your attention, energy, and emotion into orbit. Left unchecked, loops become default programs. Filters become blinders. These loops shape the tone of your internal signal. So the more distorted your filter, the more chaotic or limited your results. Your perception literally trains your frequency. And that frequency keeps pulling in more of what you already expect. Inner harmony and attraction forces. Inner harmony means internal coherence. Your body, mind, emotion, and field are in agreement. There's no signal conflict, no opposing desires, no split frequency. Attraction isn't luck. It's a result of this coherence. When your full system transmits a clean, stable signal, matching outcomes start appearing. Attraction forces equal to signal resonance. When your inner field becomes strong, stable, and aligned, it magnetizes. Without inner harmony, your signal is scrambled. You may say you want peace, but your body is in fight mode. You may visualize wealth, but your nervous system is broadcasting lack. This creates contradiction in your field. And contradiction repels or delays alignment. Inner harmony is not just emotional wellness. It's signal precision. It makes your presence feel grounded and magnetic. People feel drawn to what's stable and energetically clean. If you're attracting friction, resistance, or chaos, check your inner alignment. Something's off. Instinct, action, and directional force. Instinct is your primal signal. It's fast, body-based, and usually correct before your thoughts interfere. Action is the movement of energy through behavior. Every step, choice, and response carries a signal. Directional force is the aim behind that movement. It's the will that guides action toward a specific result. When these are aligned, you gain momentum with clarity. You move clean. You don't waste effort or signal. Most people split them. They feel something, think too much, act without aim, or hesitate at the moment of truth. But when instinct confirms, action follows, and direction is locked, the field starts cooperating. Instinct shows you the truth before you can lie to yourself. Action puts your energy into motion and proves your alignment. Directional force keeps you from drifting or fragmenting. This is the difference between traction and chaos. When aligned, your steps are coherent. You don't burn out or second guess. When misaligned, you get static. You jump timelines, stall out, or turn powerful energy into loops. To take control, you need a clean yes from your body, clear action from your field, and unwavering direction in your will. Belief patterns and growth signals. Beliefs are embedded programs. They're not thoughts. They're patterns that shape your interpretation of everything you see, hear, and experience. They live in the background, often unnoticed, but they influence your actions, expectations, emotional reactions, and timelines. Growth signals are your internal indicators that you're ready to expand. They show up as discomfort, boredom, agitation, curiosity, or vision flashes. They're not random. They're encoded messages that you're outgrowing a current loop and the field is primed for a shift. Beliefs lock in your current field settings. Growth signals push you to upgrade them. Most people don't live by truth. They live by embedded belief. Your belief patterns decide what your nervous system deems possible. If something goes against the belief, the field rejects it, even if you want it. This is why desire isn't enough. If your beliefs aren't aligned with expansion, you will sabotage progress or never recognize the opportunity. You'll stall at the same edge. You'll keep hitting the same wall and calling it fate. It's not fate, it's feedback. Growth signals show you the upgrade point. They tell you where you're being invited to shift, not by force, but by recalibration. If you ignore them, they turn into chaos. If you follow them, your timeline opens. Structure, boundaries, and internal law. Everyone lives by some kind of structure, whether they realize it or not. No two people set up their lives the same way because no two lives share the exact same story. Your history, experiences, and decisions shape how you build order around yourself. Structure is the framework you operate within, the arrangement of principles, priorities, and systems that keep you aligned. Boundaries are the lines you set to protect your mental, emotional, and physical space. Internal law is the set of non-negotiable rules you hold yourself to, based on the standards you've chosen. Together, they create the architecture of your personal universe. You never know what someone has had to protect themselves from or what shaped their rules, but you can see the effects. Without structure, energy scatters. Without boundaries, outside forces take control of your space. Without internal law, you drift into reacting instead of directing. Structure keeps your trajectory stable. Boundaries filter what gets in and out of your field. Internal law locks in discipline so your identity holds under pressure. These three elements determine whether your environment supports your growth or pulls it apart. Galaxies hold their form because of gravitational frameworks. Planetary orbits follow precise paths. Boundaries exist as magnetic fields, atmospheres, and event horizons, keeping systems intact. Internal law shows up as the unchanging forces of physics that govern all matter and energy. Your life works the same way. Your structure is your gravitational framework, holding your vision steady. Your boundaries are your protective atmosphere, filtering what supports your mission. Your internal law is your personal physics, the unbreakable rules that dictate how you operate. When these are aligned, your inner universe mirrors the order of the outer universe. Disruption, imagination, and rebirth cycles. Some people live their whole lives trying to keep things the same. Others have been forced into change so many times they know disruption is unavoidable. Every person's story shapes how they handle it. Disruption is the breaking of existing patterns, systems, or conditions. It can be deliberate or forced, but it always interrupts the current trajectory. Imagination is the ability to form new possibilities and mental blueprints that do not yet exist in physical form. Rebirth cycles are the transformations that follow disruption. Together, these create a repeating loop. Disruption clears space, imagination designs the replacement, and rebirth locks it into place. People respond to disruption in different ways. Some freeze and try to hold on to the old. Others use it as a trigger to create something better. Without disruption, stagnation takes over. Without imagination, the space created by disruption fills with more of the same. Without rebirth cycles, breakdowns never turn into breakthroughs. Mastering this loop lets you deliberately dismantle what no longer serves you. Design a stronger replacement and integrate it into your life. This is how you evolve on purpose instead of waiting for circumstances to force change. In the universe, Disruption, imagination, and rebirth are constants. Stars collapse into supernovas, breaking apart everything in their reach. The released matter and energy carry the raw materials for new formations, much like imagination seeds the design for new realities. From the debris, new stars, planets, and systems are born, completing the rebirth cycle. On Earth, ecosystems follow the same process. Destruction through storms or fire, regeneration through growth, and stabilization into a new state. Your inner universe works the same way. When you stop resisting disruption, use imagination to redesign, and commit to rebirth, you stop being a passenger in your own timeline. The field responds by closing outdated loops and pulling in the exact resources you need to stabilize the new reality.